Alliance Honoring Traditions, Bridging Generations program provided artistic skill and museum career professional development for emerging artists and created learning exchanges between master artists and emerging artists. The program facilitated conversations between master Native artists and emerging Native artists and the public, and deepened museum visitors' understanding of the continuing and dynamic traditions of Native potters and basket makers.
An intriguing thing is happening in Native art. There's an interest in keeping with tradition, and there's also exposure to other artistic elements and being inspired by them. How do contemporary artists balance that? This came into our discussion with master artists during workshops. How do you sell your work? Where do you sell? What labels are being placed on you? How does that impact how you sell your art? We worked with the Southwest Folklife Alliance, Tohono O'odham Nation Cultural Center and Museum, and master potter and basket maker Sheldon Nunez Velarde to select applicants for a paid museum internship.
In selecting master artists, we talked with ASM's Southwest Native Nations Advisory Board and with colleagues at the Southwest Folklife Alliance, Tohono O'odham Nation Cultural Center and Museum, and other Arizona and New Mexico museums. We looked at the quality of the master artist's work, their willingness to teach, and if they liked communicating with museum visitors and serving as mentors. We also vetted the master artists through their respective cultural centers. The program was designed so interns could participate even if they were holding full-time jobs. Over a 6-month period, they worked with master artists, assisting with demos, lectures, family programs, and day-long workshops. Each intern was assigned to master artist as their special assistant. The interns accompanied them on collection tours and conducted videotaped interviews with them. During the other 3 months, when we did not have master artists in residence, the emerging artists learned about object curation, conservation, label writing. They learned about marketing, photography, interview skills, writing bios and artist statements, and finally, how to plan and produce cultural education programs.
Hello, my name is Adrian Morris. My clans are Sleepy Rock, born for Laguna Pueblo. My grandfather's clans are Red Running to Water, and my other grandfather's clans are Sun Clan of Laguna Pueblo. I'm half Navajo and half Laguna Pueblo. I originally come from Nakai Batot, New Mexico, which is just north of Gallup, New Mexico. I've been focusing on painting and printmaking for the past 5 years. Those are my primary mediums.
My name is Jeremy Johns, and I am from the Ak-Chin Indian community, and I work mostly with traditional O'odham basketry.
My name is Kathleen Vance. I am a member of the Tohono O'odham Nation. I'm also San Carlos Apache, and I live in Sells, Arizona, but I'm registered under Chukut District, Cook Community. And my medium is traditional pottery.
My name's Rachel Espinosa. I live in Tucson, and I'm a painter.
And what tribe are you related to?
Accomal O'odham, the Salt River Pima Maricopa Indian community.
My name's Twyla Guerrero. I am Salish and Kootenai. I'm from the Flathead Reservation in western Montana. And the art that I do is beaded baskets using the circular peyote stitch.
Harrison Preston. I come from the village of Sanavir, traditionally known as a Wok. I consider myself Wok O'odham. I am a traditional basket weaver, traditional potter, and I also do some jewelry, metalwork, as well as sculpture, stone carving.
I'm from Minimet Valley, Utah, and I'm born in Albuquerque, but I'm raised on Douglas Mesa. They call it a place, it's a little mesa, so I lived on that for when I was small, and we used to live there, my mom. And that's where I learned how to weave when I was growing up.
The family of potters that I fall under is the Frog Woman, Feather Woman potters. The type of pottery that we do is basically made with the Jettito clay or the gray clay. And prior to polishing or burnishing it, we add several coats of white what we call whitewash, which is the white clay to it, which will give it the white background, and then we paint our design on there.
Yeah, well, baskets is my primary, that's what I'm well known for, is my basketry, but you know, my photography and my jewelry line that I started are probably my top 3.
The art of pottery making to me means I can support my family and still be able to do what I do. It's my livelihood. I have a passion for my art and I love doing what I do. I don't consider it work because, you know, it brings me great pleasure to just to sit there and do my figures, come up with new ideas, you know, just thinking about, you know, what the rewards will be, the smiles I'm gonna have on other people's faces. So, you know, that keeps me going.
My name is Jessica Lomatoima, and I'm from the village of Hopevela out on Hopi. I grew up with my grandmother, and she was really never involved in the culture. So I've always had this desire to learn, to know what our culture is all about, and basketry was one of them.
My name is Sheldon Nunez Velarde. I am from the Jicarilla Apache Nation in northern New Mexico, and I am a master potter and also basket weaver and beadworker.
We chose Master Potters and Basket Makers to link the program with our Save America's Treasures pottery and basketry collections. Each of the 6 master artists came for a 3-day residency. While at the museum, they received a curator tour of collections, demonstrated their art form, gave a public lecture about their work, led a hands-on basketry or pottery workshop at a family program, and conducted a day-long hands-on workshop for the interns. After 9 months of working with museum educators, curators, and master artists, the interns modeled what they learned. During the spring, they demonstrated their own art form once or twice at the museum. And as a group, they planned and produced a family program from start to finish, created an exhibit that included museum objects and their own artwork, and participated in a panel discussion with the reception and sale of their work. It is our hope that this internship helped them to progress to become master artists and that they gain the skills to work in cultural education if they so desire. One of the most fulfilling parts of the program was seeing the relationships that developed and continue today between the master artists and the emerging artist interns, and between the interns and museum staff.
This program served as a period of exploration for the emerging artist. They developed skills in their craft and learned how to present and market their art. They also looked at their identity as Native artists, as craftspeople, as traditional artists, as contemporary artists, or as simply creators. The museum is grateful, we are grateful, to have had the opportunity to help foster the next generation of Native artists. For the emerging artist, master artist, and for the museum, relationships are formed that will carry all of us forward in our development as artists and program producers.